Hejo, ja jestem Aoi, a to Vampyr. Moi drodzy, jesteśmy już przed teatrem Doris Fletcher. Idziemy uratować doktora Smozeja. Po drodze chciałam zajść do naszej drogiej Elizabeth, ponieważ mieliśmy wcześniej nowy dialog, ale jak się okazało, ten dialog zniknął, jak przespaliśmy tylko jedną tą noc. Więc, no nie wiem, mam nadzieję, że tym razem mogę wejść głównym wejściem, bo jakby nie patrzeć, to już je otworzyłam. Fajnie, od razu prawie, że nachita. Bardzo podoba mi się pasek naszych umiejętności po lewej stronie, takie ładne, fajne są. W ogóle fajna jest ta włócznia, no nie spodziewałam się, że będzie taka fajna, ale o nie, o ty. Nie spodziewałam się, że będzie taka fajna, tak wracając do tematu, zanim ten gościu mi przerwał i mam nadzieję, że to jakoś pójdzie. Nie rozwinęłam jej jeszcze maksymalnie, ale to może przy następnej okazji, jak pójdziemy spać. W ogóle mamy całkiem wysoki poziom, 36. Nie zdążyłam podnieść itemów.
So Priwen never left Doris's theatre after they invaded. They must be holding Edgar here in their new headquarters.
Okej, to mamy teatr Doris do przeszukania i musimy odnaleźć słońce. No, cześć. Tak, zjem was wszystkich. Ciekawe, z kim będę musiała tym razem walczyć. Może nam Makalum powie po prostu, że możemy sobie pójść, skoro... Tak, ktoś nas tu atakuje? Nie bardzo. Stąd możemy zejść? Swansea, jesteś pod ziemią? Mogę stąd zejść? Nie mogę, kurde, trzeba zejść na dół. I Swansea, jak widać, jest gdzieś na dole. No dobra, to będziemy go szukać. Ja myślałam, że jest gdzieś na górze. Dobra, gdzie jest... W takim razie to jest wyjście stąd, no to musimy iść tędy. Mam nadzieję. Okej, świetnie. Ui, nie dam ci. Zjem cię. Świetnie. Macie dla mnie przedmioty? Macie. Muszę zbadać. No i zbadałam. Nie do końca. Okej, coś jest. O, tu jest list. Nie chcę mi się tego całego teraz czytać. Dobra, zostawię wam tak i możecie sobie przeczytać. Pewnie też to zrobię później.
Doris Fletcher was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence.
Ja bym po prostu chciała uratować naszego doktora Swanseya, ale jakoś tak średnio mi się uśmiecha chodzenie tutaj wszędzie. Ktoś jeszcze? Nie bardzo. Ktoś mnie tam gonił, słyszałam jakieś brothers. O! Aha, ja stąd przyszłam. No wiecie co, ucieszyłam się, że znalazłam już przejście do doktora Swanseya. Przejdziemy tędy. Kurde, nie pamiętam, którędy ja szłam do tam, jak Doris Fletcher.
It's locked.
Jak Doris Fletcher szukałam. O! Jego wcześniej nie znalazłam, czego wcześniej nie było? Dobra, tędy też nie przejdę, bo ja bym wiecie, tak chciała uratować doktora Swanseya. Dobra, tutaj byliśmy. Tak, Priwen shall prevail. Tutaj byłam, a tutaj nie poszłam jeszcze, prawda? A powinnam chyba była tu pójść. Nie no, ja byłam tutaj. Coś do pozbierania dla nas?
I cannot enter.
Okej, tu mamy zamknięte. Tu jest pan Gartow Priwe.
It's locked.
O, ominęłabym skrzynkę. Nie, żebym jakoś wybitnie potrzebowała tych rzeczy, no, ale idziemy uratować doktora. To jeszcze nie tutaj? Okej.
Blood of a pure heart, garlic, blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind.
Okej, coś dziwnego.
I should find the key to that box. It's locked, all right.
Znaleźć klucz do jakiegoś pudełka, jak widzę. I to jest nasza nowa misja poboczna. Czy tutaj coś jeszcze mogę podnieść? Tego nie mogę otworzyć, czyli to pewnie jest to, co mam otworzyć. Okej, to wszystko zebraliśmy, czyli jak stąd wyjdę, to będę mogła teraz już przejść tutaj. Tak! Cześć, Edgar!
Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me?
Jonathan, is it really you?
Easy. Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Jeffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skull epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became of him?
To prove him wrong, I let him go.
Really? Are you sure that was the wisest course of action?
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
Spytajmy go o to.
I think you're hiding something, Edgar.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Jonathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and I created the vampire epidemic?
Maybe due to our profession. Because I offered you shelter in my hospital.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Not much. History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived. Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
Why is the Guard of Priwen so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Prewen in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
Dobra, to teraz tak. Zostaje nam tylko to.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
No nie powiedziałabym.
Do you remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms: blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Come on, Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic, the link between Doris and Harriet, the suspicion of McCullum.
How could I? I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theatre. This is where that hateful creature plotted to spread the epidemic across London.
I only briefly met Miss Fletcher once when she visited the Pembroke Hospital. You say it was to see her mother. She seemed like such a sweet and graceful woman.
My point exactly. The disease turned her into a bitter soul, driven by vengeance just like her mother. A symptom of all the infected patients.
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for example. And rabies is not the devil at work.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
How dare you judge me? Must I name the alarming list of your victims?
We are both deceivers. But at least I know I'm a monster.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
Zmienię go! Lubię go, on jest super.
No, Edgar, you are not going to die. Unless you want to.
What do you mean?
I can save you, Edgar. I can turn your broken body into one like mine.
You truly would? After all I've done, after all that's been said, you would offer me this gift?
I have no way of knowing which punishment would be worse, Edgar. But it is not for me to decide. So?
Oh, please, Jonathan, please. I beg you. This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always searched for.
Very well, then. Prepare to die and be reborn. To face an eternity of guilt.
I'm ready. Oh, indeed, I am ready.
Enough!
No nie, naprawdę. W środku cutscenki. No ludzie. Aha, czyli tak to wygląda. No dobra, no. Zmieniliśmy Edzia w wampirka. A co teraz mam zrobić dalej? Weźmy umazanie tą krwią wszędzie. Ja rozumiem, że zażarłam pół dzielnicy, ale no... Czekajcie, ja przyszłam z tej strony, co nie... Czy ona tu w ogóle jest? Idziemy. Pewnie tego nie podniosę.
It's locked, all right.
Nie musiałabym zjeść córkę, tak w sumie teraz sobie zdałam sprawę z tego. Czy nam się świecą oczy? Ekstra! Świecą nam się oczy na czerwono, aleś super. Hi, Lady Elizabeth. Zjadłam pół
What
miasta.
good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
Of a sort. His injuries were mortal. I had no choice but to make him one of us. To save him, or to punish him.
To punish him? I fail to understand. And what is the source of this cold tone in your voice?
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skull epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
Edgar gave no heed to ethics. His theory could have been proven to be correct, but he abused the confidence of his patients to test it.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Icor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but... do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What?
Are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your
Wait!
enemy.
No! Elizabeth!
Nie, i co teraz? To teraz czeka nas bieganie i zdobywanie składników. To skoro jesteśmy podejrzewam, że jesteśmy najbliżej Lorda Redgrave'a, tak? A jednak nie. Tutaj na szczęście nie trzeba iść. Musimy iść do Pembroke Hospital, tak? Nie, kto tu jest? To jest ktoś inny. Tak, dobrze mówiłam. Pembroke, Joffrey i Redgrave. No to wygląda na to, że jesteśmy najbliżej Redgrave'a. To pójdziemy najpierw do Redgrave'a.
I'm still persona non grata in the Ascalon Club. If I want to speak with Lord Redgrave, I'll have to improvise.
You cannot win this.
What? Ja chciałam pogadać z Lordem Redgrave'em, jak oni tu będą mnie tłukli na wejściu. No wiecie co? Lordzie Redgrave, gdzie ja cię znajdę? Tam. To jednak na dole jest. Czy tu było jakieś przejście tajne? Nie ma tajnych przejść, Lord Redgrave jest na dole. Zanim do niego dotrę, pewnie ktoś będzie chciał mnie zabić. Gabinet Lorda Redgrave'a. Okej, coś znaleźliśmy. Mogę otworzyć. Okej, mogę, czyli tutaj byliśmy. Hi.
Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
What are you doing here, traitor? I shall smite you for this audacity.
I'm not here to bicker, Lord Redgrave. I can put an end to this epidemic, but I need your assistance to do so.
Good. We've held out thus far, but the time has come to put an end to this crisis. Tell me, what do you need?
The blood of William Marshall.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker? Are you mad? His blood is the purest of all. My maker proffered it to me on the battlefield. I cannot hand it to you.
W ogóle spójrzcie na jego oczy, to znaczy, że on nie zabił człowieka, nie na pewno nie tak jak my.
This is more important than the club, you, or me. This is London's last hope.
I see. Well, in that case, given the gravity of the situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
If you manage to save this city, you'll prove yourself a veritable servant of the crown. So Godspeed, Dr. Reed. Our fate lies wholly in your hands.
Mogę z nim jeszcze o czymś gadać?
I have a few questions to ask.
You hold in that vial the most sacred blood of all. I can help you no more. We all count on you, Doctor.
Okej, czyli więcej nam nie pomoże. Okej, to trzeba stąd ładnie wyjść. Ciekawe, czy mogę wyjść głównymi drzwiami. Mogę. Zabawne, że McCallum jest na cmentarzu, gdzie chodzi obok grobu siostry Reeda. O, widzę, że teraz już naprawdę ją zakopali. Hi!
Good evening, Vampire Hunter.
Are you here to end me, Leech? You'll find I will not be killed easily.
Not at all, McCullum. I am here because I need you.
Really? I'm intrigued. Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The Guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you? You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCullum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
I have found the carrier, McCullum. The infection's source. It may be science or some supernatural power that's responsible for all this. But I will harness either or both to end the epidemic.
A vampire doctor. My God, you're a terrifying creature. Jonathan Emmett Reed.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies. Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, you will be damned, Dr. Reed.
Juhu, pomógł nam.
Thank you. Can we speak more?
Indeed. Why not?
Okej, nie spodziewałam się, że będziemy rozmawiać z nim więcej. Czyli możemy mu zadawać różne pytania. Fajnie, czyli właściwie teraz najpierw nas w ogóle nie chciał znać, a teraz zgadza się na współpracę. Fajnie, fajnie. Dobra.
Why are you here?
The man who raised me after the brutal murder of my parents. He's buried here.
Were both your parents killed by vampires?
Yes. And yet worse. My father returned to Dublin a vampire and tore out my mother's throat.
And who was this man?
Carl Eldritch, one-time leader of Prewin. He killed my father in front of me, helped me hunt my brother Ain after teaching me how to kill leeches.
What will the Guard of Prewin do now? Will you stop the Great Hunt?
Yes. But we shall continue to protect innocents from beasts like you and your red-headed friend.
Like me?
I am indebted to you for sparing me at Pembroke. But this won't always be the case. I'm no coward like those St. Paul's Stowe brothers.
How long have you known Lady Ashbury? Where is she? And what will you do to her?
We saw you meeting her, so of course we investigated. But she is gone. Our scouts reported she has sold some paintings and departed for an unknown destination.
Adieu, Vampire Hunter.
Until we meet again, blood drinker.
Ale śpiesznie z nami pożegnał. Coś nam może powiedzieć?
Hello again.
Hello.
Nic.
Adieu. Until...
No, piękne pożegnanie. Okej, to w następnym odcinku będziemy po prostu w szpitalu i tam sobie zrobimy resztę rzeczy. Prześpimy się też jedną noc, rozwiniemy nasze umiejętności, wydamy te 10 000 punktów i oczywiście mam nadzieję, że wtedy już Swansea będzie wampirkiem i sobie z nim pogadamy. Dobra, bye bye!